दोस्तों गुड मॉर्निंग। मैं मदन सिंह आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ ऑन a topic which concerns the armed forces. You're well aware, that the Indian Army traces its heritage to the British Raj. The Indian Army claims to be an extension of the British Indian Army and the East India Company Army. They don't talk of the Mughal army or the army of Ashok or something, and the Indian Army maintains that it is a follow-up or an adjunct, and its father is the British Indian Army. पर अभी एक बहुत स्ट्रेंज सी न्यूज़ है आई है, and in a way it's not a very strange news. I mean, in the sense, I'll say it's a small bit of news, but it's of great significance. Now what has happened is that the news item says that the Indian Army and the Indian Armed Forces are going to do away with the British era dresses. Now this is a bit of a joke. I don't know what do they mean by the British era dresses. If you can follow the British era laws, like the Army Act, the Air Force Act, and the Navy Act, are all based on the 1893 uh, articles of war, which were laid down by the British. So it's a follow up of that. If you are prepared to follow the British laws, which were laid down, I don't see any reason that you can't follow the so called colonial uniforms. These are practical uniforms, and they are supposed to give a distinct look to the armed forces. And if somebody has a grouse, which probably the BJP has, they want to Indianize everything. What is Indianize? It's got no meaning, relevance. And now, for example, you see in the new laws which are coming, they plan to do away with the lounge suit. That is no longer necessary. You'll wear what is known as the bandi jacket. Now, the bandi jacket also got a trouser, and the trouser is a reminiscent of British rule. So why keep the trouser? Why don't you have a dhoti or a pajama and continue like that? Have the soldiers wearing pajamas and fighting? I mean, it's extension. It's an extension which I'm making, and you can't say that what I'm saying is wrong. Probably what has happened is that the chiefs of the armed forces, who themselves could do nothing for the services, like for example the NFU, that the non-functional upgradation is pending, and the armed forces chief don't have even the guts to refer this matter to the government and get it approved. Yet they run around like the hare running from the hound. And what they do is they agree to change the uniforms. Then they want to introduce Indianized dresses. I mean, it's a bit of a joke. That's all I can say. Is the generals, I think the army chief and the CDS, I think the CDS just come afresh with the air chief, have a lot to answer. Who put the pressure on them to change these dresses? And I'm saying, if you want to change your dress, do away with colonial uniform, then you got to do away with the trouser. You got to do away with the trousers, the shirt, and then keep on wearing, the kurta or the dhoti. You can even allow a lungi, which is the national dress and the uniform. Why not? Have people fighting. After all, the LTT, Prabhakar's group, many of the terrorists LTT fought in lungis. So that can also be done. But it's a sad occurrence, I would say. I think that rethink is called. Goodbye, gentlemen. I hope you like my video, and